Welcome. So in this particular model, we are going to be configuring Proxy ARP. ARP stands for Address Resolution Protocol, and this goes hand in hand with your manual NAT. If you recall, in previous models, we configured manual NAT, but then we saw that we still could not access the internal servers. Now, this is due to the absence of the Proxy ARP. So to do this, we'll need to log into the CLI of the firewall. And then after logging in, we'll need to go to the expert mode. So in this expert mode, we are going to be backing up the current scripts. So to run this backup, we'll have to type the command cpdir, then we'll type temp. Now, the commands that are going to be typed in this particular module, they're going to be dropped as part of the workbook. So you could also have access or gain access to the commands as well. Okay, so we're going to be inputting these commands. Okay, so having imputed the command, or let's expand this for clarity. It's the same thing, so we can just minimize. Okay, so the very next thing that we'll do would be to edit this particular file using the V editor. Okay, so we're going to go to the last line. So all we need to do is scroll down to the last line. Okay, so just before this last line, we are going to be making amendments. So we're going to be inserting some comments. So to run this or to do this, we need to type in I for insert. Okay, so we are now in the insert mode. Okay, so now that we are in the insert mode, the very next thing that we can do, okay, so we're going to insert that command there now. So the command is underscore cpprof underscore add cp. Okay, so we're going to be dropping this command for you just like was earlier mentioned. Okay, so now that we are done with that particular insertion of rows, what we can do will be to click on the escape button. So this takes us back to the command mode, and then we can make use of colon WQ, W for write, Q for quit. Okay, so as you can see, we've written that particular command. So the very next thing that we're going to do will be to modify that script again, just like was done before. Okay, so we're going to be typing the command cp minus v. Okay, so after inputting that command, then we're going to edit it again using the V editor. Okay, so we're going to come to just before the last line. Okay, before the very last line. So let's take this down to the last command. So this is the last command. Okay, so we're going to use the letter I to go to the insert mode. So now that we are in the insert mode, we're going to come to the penultimate line. And in this last before, or in the one before the last line, then we're going to impute this command. Okay, so having done this, then the very next thing that we're going to do will be to type escape to go to the command mode. Then from there, we are going to use colon W for write, Q for quit. So colon WQ. So this has saved it. Then the very next thing that we're going to do will be to reboot our gateway. So we're going to wait for the gateway to come up. And after it comes up, we're going to verify what we've done. And then we can go to the remote computer to also run a test as well. Okay, so it's still rebooting. We'll give this some time, as you can see. Okay, it's still coming up. Okay, we'll just wait for it to come up. And after it comes up, we're going to run our test. Okay, it's still coming up. It's still rebooting. Okay, so let's check if it has rebooted, if it's going to prompt us for a login. Okay, so now that it has completed, we'll log in back. Then we're going to go to the expert mode just to verify what we've done. Okay, so let's go to the expert mode. Then we're going to use the word echo. You know that echo allows us to print out or to see what has been done. So we're going to type in this command echo cp underscore auto underscore ARP underscore 4 underscore manual underscore nat rows. Okay, so the output is 1. For the fact that we got an output of 1 means that what we've done is accurate. So now that we've verified that this is fine, Okay, another thing that we can do again will be to type in the same command that we ran previously. Let's see. So it's going to be echo. Okay, so echo underscore cp underscore auto underscore arp underscore 4 underscore manual underscore nat underscore rows in caps lock. Okay, so the value that we got was 1. Okay, so now that we've done this, we can exit. Okay, so we can actually exit this mode. Okay, fine. Then we'll go to our remote computer. And then on the remote computer, we're going to try to see if we can now access our web server. Remember, if we're trying to access the web server, we're going to be using the external IP address of the firewall. And then we're going to check if this is going to be redirected to our internal server. Okay, so before doing this, let's log into Smart Console. Let's see if we've created the right policies. So let's run a test. Let's go to our remote computer. And then from the remote computer, we are going to try to see if we can access the internal server. So let's go to the remote computer now. Wow, so it just opened. So as you can see, we have been able to gain access to our remote, or rather to the internal server, meaning that the configurations we did for the Proxy ARP was successful. So with this, we've come to the end of this particular module. I'll meet you in the next one. Thank you.